we will make you do some yoga. So if you're someone who's into yoga and willing to be camarade and are dressed appropriately, this is a business, guys. Come on. Raise your hand. Someone raise your hand, because if you don't, then I will pick on you, and you know who I'm going to pick on. VG, I am asking people to raise their hand to be a full-size, full-body model doing some yoga on screen. So, if you just finished dinner, you should not be doing yoga. You're right. Okay, well, Ramcharan is willing to be a model. So that's great. And anyone else? If Tracy shows up, Tracy, I'm volunteering you.
Just to add to that, Magda, we discussed that Yogesh is not, Sushant is not going to do any exercises which are likely to affect the digestive system. So we didn't know who's going to be in what state of food intake. So it's quite safe to do any of those exercises, whatever he's going to go through. It's perfectly okay for any time of the day at any point in time. So
Okay.
just to let you know, I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, we do need some volunteers because Ramcharan just said that he has to run about half an hour in. So,
Anabi said, sorry. Anabi
so yeah,
has volunteered, looks like.
Yeah, Anabi, are you saying that you will be on screen? Please make sure that you tell us in chat. Anabi. And Hannah, cool. Anabi and Hannah, done. Nishmita, promote them to panelists. Saved by Anavi and Hannah.
Welcome.
Cool, which means that I can be off screen. Yes. Okay. You guys do your thing. I will listen. Anavi and Hannah, thank you so much for volunteering as tributes. Nishmita, make sure that you unvideo and unmute them at the appropriate time. And I'm going to watch you guys on YouTube.
Thanks, Magda. Okay, so Nishmita, you can stay on, and you can also be one of the models. 4 of us. Welcome, Anna and Anabi. Okay, let me first of all, let me set the scene, as it were. One of the things that we have been trying to do over the last several sessions, for instance, for the last about 3 odd sessions, we have been dealing with neuroscience. Before that, we had spirituality. Before that, we had the systemic, and so on. And all these are deliberate, especially in the advanced webinar, where we are trying to venture into spaces which are not normally covered in our regular classes, subjects which are in addition to what we do in the regular classes, and which we believe are extremely important for coaches to be aware of. Just the same way, it is commonly understood that if you're a coach and you are in the relationship space of intra and interpersonal exploration, you need to have some idea of psychology. You don't have to be a psychologist, you don't have to be a psychiatrist, but it is good to have some idea about psychology to understand how people behave, what motivates them, what stops them, and so on and so forth. In the same way, in my own journey, as well as a journey with many learners that we have had so far, we find there are several other disciplines which are equally valuable. I mean, it could be neurosciences, it could be appreciative inquiry, it could be neurolinguistic programming, it could be, for instance, in future, we'll be talking about even quantum science and so on. So multiple things come in here. And some of these, the reason why we are selecting these are because, one, they all have a larger systemic overview. These allow us to think beyond just the individual with whom we are interfacing, the larger system to which they belong, which is what we call as the systemic approach or the systemic thinking approach to coaching and leadership, which we are going to promote in a very significant way. You might have seen the mailers about the Systemic Coaching Alliance. We are looking at various things and also have a conference which is based on that. Aware, Awake, Aware and Arise, which is basically a quote from one of the oldest scriptures in the world, the Upanishads. And as a part of it, for instance, if you take the neuroscience or what we are doing today in yoga, and the next session is going to be with Olya in Ayurveda, for example, these are all disciplines which believe in the integration of the mind and the body with the energy that we are. In the Western thinking, the mind and the body are pretty much thought about as matter. And Western science has moved forward from a Newtonian concept of everything being matter to the Einsteinian concept of all matter is energy. And this was something in the Eastern wisdom was known 5,000 years ago. What we're trying to do is a link between the Western science of today, which has really advanced tremendously in the last about 30 to 50 years in many frontiers, and surprisingly is meeting up with the wisdom of the ancient sciences of Hinduism, Buddhism, the Upanishads, and so on. So even in the last few sessions that we talked about, we did talk about in neurosciences as to how the brain functions, how that brain function is related to, in many ways, the behavioral issues, as well as into the energy issues that we face. So today, we are expanding that into, in a sense, a little more esoteric space, but which many of us are probably very familiar with, which is yoga. But the way the yoga concept is perceived, generally speaking in the West, I'm not saying that all of you perceive it the same way, is the physical part of the yoga, which are called the asanas or the postures. They are important. These are part of the 8 limbs of the yoga, which Sushant might go into some detail. And they prepare the body to be able to integrate the body with the mind, which is through breathing techniques and certain other meditation techniques, into the final, the culmination of integrating them into the energy space. And that's the ultimate, in a sense, the objective of yoga. The word yoga is defined as the integration of mind, body, and energy. And the very first verse or the second verse of the Yoga Sutra, which is the primary scriptural work on yoga by Patanjali, it says, yoga is about seizing the movements of the mind. As long as the mind is active and it's antennae are all over the place and the sensory perceptions of the mind drive all our actions, we are not in control. The senses are in control of us. What we observe and see and the pleasures and the pains, they are in control of us. So the fundamental principle of yoga is how we can disengage from those by, in a sense, moving the mind out of the equation, but integrating beyond the mind and the body into that energy, which is what we call as mindlessness, which is a Kocharya philosophy and on which many of our programs have been designed. And in a very, very strong way, the end of the yogic practice objective, which is called the samadhi, which is a final culmination of mind, body, and energy, all 3 together, is that stage, what we call as the 4th state of awareness, of mindlessness, which is about disengaged witnessing. So I'll stop here. If necessary, if Sushant requires me to, I'll come in here in between. Sushant is my teacher. He's my yoga teacher. He's probably about 1/3 of my age, perhaps. I haven't checked what his age is, but the point of maybe at least certainly half or less. He's young and he has got extremely good credentials. He has graduated, has a master's degree from what is called the SVyasa, the Vivekananda Institute of Yoga. It's got a very complicated Sanskrit name, which is special in the sense it's one of the very, very few institutions around the world, and certainly in India, which go beyond the traditional teaching of yoga from a spiritual aspect alone into something which is applied for research as well as for therapy. So they are all trained in terms of how to use the yoga concepts, the yoga practices, whether it is breathing, body awareness, and so on, into something more than saying, hey, this is good for you. This is good for your soul. It is not merely chicken soup for the soul, but it's chicken soup for your mind, body, energy, and everything together. So I worked with Sushant Pradhan, Sushant now for about several months. And even in that brief time, I have found tremendous enhancement in my own abilities in many ways, in terms of my flexibility and my movements, things that I used to be scared about in terms of doing, and so on and so forth. He has gone about it in an extremely elegant, simple way. And the reason for me to invite him here is to showcase some of the possibilities that are available through yoga. And as far as coaches are concerned, I see that as a simple pathway for us to create the awareness or the coaching mindset, which is non-judgmental, leaving our ego behind, moving into a space where we are completely client-centric. So it is about centering the mind, creating a greater awareness, being completely focused on what we wish to be, at the same time being detached, so that we can perceive what the other person, the client, is feeling in terms of emotions, thoughts, and energy. But at the same time, we stay away from it in a detached way to be able to observe and act in the best interest of the client. So Prashant is going to take us through 3 parts, as he told me, and I leave it to him how he is going to do it. The first part is going to be the physical part of it, a few exercises that he would take you through, which are not exactly the asanas that some of you may have been familiar with, because there is no time nor space for us to do those things, but very simple ones, which are stretching exercises, which eventually lead into the totality of an asana posture. He would also take us through some breathing exercises, which I have found tremendously useful. One of the first principles which he taught me, which despite the fact that I had been familiar with yoga and I had forgotten from probably the age of 3 and intermittently at various points in time, how important breathing is to the movement, how important breathing is to the physical postures that we attempt in yoga. That if you stretch or contract without breathing properly, it's going to make it worse rather than better. And finally, a few tips in terms of how you can relax better. So I'll stop here. We may run over time. We may run over the 1 hour space that we have. So we have said to all of you that it might take about 90 minutes. It may or may not, depending upon any questions that you have. So whatever questions that you have, please put them on the chat box addressed to both panelists as well as attendees, not just to the panelists, so that everybody is aware of what the question is. We don't have to repeat those questions. So now, Sushant, over to you.
Thank you so much. A warm welcome to all the participants across the globe who have joined this wonderful webinar. I'm privileged to be an invited panelist in this platform. I'm going to conduct the demonstrations on neuroscience and yoga breath awareness. But let me start with one Vedic mantra. I'll translate into English also. So if you know, you can chant all together. Otherwise, you can listen and enjoy the mantra. Very simple one. Let me start. Oh.
Yeah, you can continue, Sushant. You won't be able to hear people. Or if you want, I'll keep pace with you. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. But you can't hear other people.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let us move from the unreality to reality, from darkness to light, and from mortality to immortality. Om, peace, peace, and peace. So let me divide the session into 3 sections, as Ram said. The first part will be, the first section will be the stretching exercise. The second section will be the rhythmic breathing practice. And the third section will have some relaxation technique. So in the first section, to feel the energy in the different parts of the body, we'll go through certain stretching exercises. The stretching exercises will increase oxygen flow to the muscles. It increases your flexibility. It improves your range of motion, your performance in physical activities, and your posture, and eventually reduces aches and pains in the body. So let us go through some exercises. These exercises you can do preferably in the morning on an empty stomach, or gentle practice you can do at any time during the day. But you have to remember that you can do it after having a meal, 2 hours after having a meal. So let us start with some exercise, physical exercise. So interlock your fingers. If you are sitting on the chair, ensure that your posture, your spine is straight, erect. So also the neck and the head, symmetrical. And interlock your fingers in front of you and stretch your arms, twisting your palms downward. And then lift both the arms over your head, slowly, gradually, feeling the stretch. Stretch your arms up more, elongating your spine. You can feel a beautiful stretch on your arms, the flexion of the back of your palms and fingers, the carpal tunnel muscles you can feel there, the joints. You can feel the stretch, a contraction there. Yes. Stretch up and slightly push your arms back and feel the energy there. The shoulder blades also elongating upward, stretching upward. Yes. Stay there for a while, pushing arms back further, and slowly bring your arms down. Straight down. Do not bend your arms, please. Yes. Once more, you can repeat this exercise. Interlock your fingers again, twist your palms downward, stretch your arms down, and slowly lift both the arms above your head, straight up. Let your biceps touch your ears. You stretch in such a way that the biceps touch your ears. Stretch up more. Feel the flexion at the deltoid muscles just above your shoulder. Yes. Bring your arms down slow. Beautiful. We'll move on to the second exercise. You can sit little front edge of the chair. And what you can do is you can take your both arms back. We'll go for shoulder blades flexor exercise. Interlock your fingers there at the back and contract your shoulder blades there, taking your shoulders back. Sir, can you carry on 1 minute only? Because somebody is there in the door. At the door.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, you can relax now. You don't have to strain yourself, or you can keep doing it for a few seconds. Actually, the unfortunate part of it is Sushant. He lives in Bangalore normally, and he is now gone to visit his small child and wife in another part of India, about a couple of thousand miles away. And he's been quarantined for 14 days. So from last night, he's he's in a hotel for the next 14 days. So in spite of that, he has been kind enough to join us today. So sorry for the bother. He's in a hotel room and somebody has disturbed him. Okay, Sushant, carry on.
Yeah. Extremely sorry for that disturbance. So let us go for shoulder blades exercise again. Take your both arms back and interlock your fingers there and contract your shoulder blades. You can feel the flexion of the deltoid muscle again, contraction of the shoulder blades as you take your shoulders back, square your shoulders and feel the energy there.
Sushant, somebody is asking, what should we do in terms of breathing? Inhale, exhale, what are we supposed to do?
Normal breathing only, sorry, yeah. I have to mention that shoulder contraction. Yes, breathing should be normal. Yes. In all the physical activity, stretching exercise that you do, we'll do it normal breathing only. Because I'm not exactly going through a asana session. It is all about gentle physical movement. You can do at any point of time during the day. Yes. Good. Release slowly, relax. We'll go for the third exercise. Lift your right arm up, stretch up. Good. Bend your right arm at the elbow and relax your right arm there and get hold of your right elbow with the left hand and pull your right elbow to the left side behind the head. Ensure that you're not moving the head from the center and just pull gently, mild to moderate stretch. You can feel at the right triceps. Yes, pull to the left side, the right elbow. Good. Breathing normal. Yes. Release. We'll repeat the left side. Stretch your left arm up. Bend your left arm at the elbow and hold your left elbow the right hand and just pull gently the left elbow to the right side behind the head without changing the position of the head from the center. Yes, you can feel again the stretch at the left triceps. Yes. Good. Really slow. Nice.
Sushant, there is a question from someone who suffers from frozen shoulder and carpal tunnel syndrome. Should they do it? Or is there any other case where you would prefer that they don't do that? I know that if they are in pain, they're not supposed to do it. But is there a no?
Yeah. If they are in extreme pain, they should not do it now. But very gently, they can do these exercises. Okay, without much effort, without much force, they can do it. Okay. Shall I carry on?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. Then the beautiful exercise now comes for the neck and the throat. So what do you do? Keep your head in the center and bend your head at the base of your neck forward. And with the three fingers, the second, third, and fourth finger, just place all the three fingers over the chin and push your chin down and in to feel the stretch at the T2 and T3 vertebra at the cervical region. Yes. Chin in and down. Yes. Push the chin with the three fingers. Yes. You can feel the stretch there at T2 and T3. Yes. Slowly bring your head back to the center and lift your chin up to the ceiling. Lift off. And again, the three fingers you place, the second, middle, and the fourth finger over the chin, and just push your chin upward with your fingers. You can feel the contraction there and the flexion there at the T2 and T3 vertebrae in the cervical region. Yes. Slowly bring your head back to the center. All the exercise you have to do with normal breathing. Okay. Next. So go back to the base, take the back support and sit there on the chair and keep your feet apart around 12 inches. Both the feet should be parallel at the shoulder width. The same distance you have to maintain for the knees. And from there, just hang your arms freely in front of your body and bend from the tailbone, from the base of your spine, forward, hanging arms freely, trying to reach to the floor with your fingers, if possible with your palms. Beautiful stretch to your hips. You can slightly widen more the feet, around 15 inches or 18 inches. You can do that. Yes. To have a feel on the hips. Beautiful stretch you'll feel there at the hips. Improve blood flow to the hips. It will bring more mobility to the hips and flexibility to the hip joints. Good. Slowly come up and sit straight again. Very nice. Now, we'll intensify the stretch at the hip, one after another. So what you do, bend your right leg at the knee and place your right leg in such a way that right ankle will be over the left thigh near the knee. Right ankle, the notch, the depression here at the ankle should be over the left thigh near the knee. And from there, again, bend forward from the tailbone. Yeah, very good. Ensure that the shaft, the bone is not over the right shaft, is not over the left thigh. The notch, the depression there at the ankle should be over the left thigh near the knee. And again, normal breathing, bend from the tailbone forward. Try to reach to the floor with your fingers. Ensure that you are not stretching your shoulders. Rather, square your shoulders and bend from the tailbone. And you can feel the stretch at the right hip. Now, the intense stretch there at the right hip. Good. Yes. Slowly come back. See, I'm not telling you to breathe, inhale or exhale, because all this relate to your abdominal breathing also, chest breathing also, it will involve more. So active breathing we are not doing here, because some of you may be having, already finished your dinner, finished your food or lunch, or I don't know. So that's what. So these practices you can do at any point of time, during any time during the day. So very, very simple practices. So now let us go for the left side. Place your left ankle over the right thigh near the knee. Ensure that right shin, the right calf is vertical to the floor. Very good. And then bend forward from the tailbone again. And try to reach to the floor with your fingers. And if possible, try to reach to the floor with your palms. Ensure that shoulders are square. Lift your head up. Lift your head up. Chin up. Look forward. Don't look down, please. Yes. Go down further to intensify the stretch at the left hip. Go more down with normal breathing. Normal breathing. Yes. Gentle, subtle breathing. Good. Come back slowly. Good.
Sushant, a couple of this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you who are not able to see the videos, I'm not sure why, because There are 4 of us in addition to Sushant who are on the video. So please check your videos, put them on the gallery view, not on the small view. So, I mean, that's the best that we can do. You will have to try and see how best you're able to do. Somebody is asking me what the asana is called. As Sushant said, he is not going through asanas per se. He's just going through stretching exercises which relate to asanas. There is not time, unfortunately, for taking through a full set of vinyasa krama or asanas. For example, we would have loved to have done Surya Namaskara, but that is very difficult in a large group, like over 100. So please understand the difficulties as well. So the host needs to, Nishwita, can you put the gallery view for people? I don't know, they say they can't see the gallery view. You need to do that. Or the webinar ones, they don't have a gallery view, is it?
I've done it now. Is it okay? Great. Yeah.
Are you able to see now? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay, Sushant, you can carry on. If there is anything else as you go on, we'll tell you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for letting us know. I'm sorry about this.
Yeah, no problem. Not at all, sir. Okay. Now let us go for the next practice. Can you please stand up and keep your feet together and place you both the palms over the waist region on the waist and square your shoulders. Keep your chest upright. Yeah, look front and ensure that your spine is straight, erect, and keep your feet together and gently and slowly lift your heels up to stretch the ankles and the calves. Lift up, stay there for 10 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gently bring your heels to the floor. Yes. Second time, lift your heels up, stretch your ankles and the calves. Yes. Lift up more, but gently. Bring your heels to the floor with normal breathing. Good. Very nice. Yes. Now, keep your feet apart again around 12 inches. Feet should be parallel to each other. Yes. And ensure that legs are vertical. As you move forward, bend forward from the tailbone, hanging your arms freely. Bend forward from the tailbone, hanging your arms freely. Look forward, ensure that the spine is parallel to the ceiling. You feel that? Yes. And ensure that hips, you are not moving backward. Rather, you'll lean forward. Lean forward to have a feel the stretch on the hamstring. So hamstring stretch. Yes. Go down more down and lean forward. To intensify the stretch at the hamstring, what you can do is you can lean forward with normal breathing. Good. Slowly come up. Good. Again, interlock your fingers there and twist in standing position. Yes, interlock your fingers and twist your palms downward and lift your both arms above your head. Interlocking your fingers, twisting your palms upward. Stretch your arms maximum. Your feet are apart around 12 inches and bend from the waist region to the left side, lateral bending to the left side, ensuring that both the arms are very close to the head. The biceps are touching the ears. Yes, lateral bending from the base of your trunk. Good. You can feel a nice stretch at the right side of the trunk, at the base. Good. Come back to the center. Stretch your arms again up and push your arms slightly back. Good. Bend to the right side from the trunk at the base. Ensure that you are not moving the hips from the center. Yes. Lateral bending to the right side. You can feel the stretch at the left side of the trunk at the base. Good. Ensuring that arms are very close to the head. Good. Come back to the center. Good. Release your arms. Slowly. Good. Relax. Sit on the chair again. Holding your spine straight. Your feet, the beautiful position. See, I'll tell you that I know most of the time. Sir, can you pull the screen a little down? Yeah. So what mistake we do on the sitting posture is eventually we'll have hip pain, stiffness of the lower back. So for that, you have to have your position. Your hips should be placed in such a way that the knees are slightly down than the level of your hips. Okay? Then you'll not have lower back stiffness and the hip pain. Yes. If you have cushion or pillow, please place under the hips now itself. I'll tell you, you can find the difference. Okay. Keep your feet apart again, around 12 inches. Knees also apart around 12 inches, same at the shoulder width. Good. We'll move on to the second section now, breathing practice. So,
Yeah, Sushant, just because some of them had issues before they couldn't see you, in case any of you want any of those
queries?
exercises repeated, especially the ones where he asked us to put one leg over the other, the ankle over the thigh, and bend forward. If any of you want that done again, he can do that. Maybe you can see that better, at least with Hannah, and yeah, the crossing the leg over. Okay. If you can just repeat that and let us see if some of us can try and put our these things as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Place your right ankle over the left thigh. Yes. Yes, sir. So the notch, exactly the joint, the ankle joint should be over the left thigh near the knee. Good. And then bend forward from the tailbone and hang your arms freely, but ensure that you are not stretching your shoulders, or rather shoulders are square. Don't use your arms too much, just hang your arms there. And as you bend forward from the tailbone, automatically the arms will go down more to the floor. Yes, go down further to feel the extreme stretch that at the right hip. Good. It improves the flexibility there at the right hip joint. Good. Stretch the muscles there. Yes. Go down further. Yes. Come back slowly. When you bend forward, ensure that always the head will be up. You have to lift your head upward. When you go for backward bending, I'm not giving you any backward bending exercise now. So because you will use your abdomen there. So I don't know, some of you have, as I said, already finished your dinner or meal, any meal. So you'll use your abdomen there. So in a proper asana class, yogasana class, we'll use the abdomen there. And you have to be on empty stomach. Okay? So I'm not giving any exercise which involves the abdomen more. Yes. So shall I carry on?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So can you lift the screen a little bit? Or
repeat? No, the left as well, please.
Okay, left also. Okay. Place your bend your left leg in such a way across, and place your left ankle over the right thigh near the knee. Exactly the right ankle over the right thigh near the knee. So you should not feel the pain at the right quadricep. Yes. And bend forward from the tailbone, look up, and bend forward from the tailbone, hanging arms freely. Yes. Go down further, bend forward. Ensure that you are not bending from the mid back. I'm telling again, use your hips, not the back. Please. Bend further. Your spine should be erect. Not vertical though, but straight. You have to bend from the base of your spine and feel the extreme stretch there at the left hip. Good. Come back slowly to the center. Release. Place your left foot on the floor. Yeah.
Sushant, there's a question.
Yeah.
Placing a cushion, should it be only under the glutes or can it? Yeah, the idea, Vijay, is primarily that when you sit down, your knees are lower than where your hips are. That is really the principle. It doesn't matter whether the glutes or wherever it is, so long as it is not, like for example, the way Hannah is sitting now, her hips and her knees are pretty parallel. And if her hips were to go a little down, then actually the knees will go up. It's a very, very bad posture. I have discovered over my life that it's one of the worst things that can affect your spine. So if you place something and you sit on top of it, the hips are above, the knees are going down at a slant, so that your thighs are at an angle downwards, as it were, at an obtuse angle, going towards the floor. That's what matters. It doesn't matter where you place what. So that if that is clear. So that is why, especially sitting on a very soft sofa where you sink and automatically you go down and your knees go up, it's a recipe for disaster. And that's what everybody loves, actually.
Yeah. Shall I share my one experience, sir?
Yeah,
regarding...
just once again, she said that means that the thigh doesn't get the, I don't know what you mean by that. Thigh doesn't get the added height. I have no understanding of what that means, but essentially the thigh will be sloping down, not sloping up, if you understand that. Yeah. Yes, Sushant. Yeah.
Yeah. Shall I share one of my experience there? How it actually, when we started the session online, right? Physically, I was going to you. Going to your house and teaching yoga, right?
Yeah.
So then we started, because of COVID.
Yeah.
We started online sessions.
Yeah.
So initially, I started with sitting on the chair, and that normal chair is actually hips are down slightly compared to your knees. So I started discovering that that right hip pain and discomfort and the lower back stiffness. So I changed my position. I sit on, flat surface on the floor or on the bed and keep my spine straight and erect.
Yeah.
So all the pain there at the hip vanished.
Yeah.
No stiffness at the lower back.
Yeah. Now, I just want you to watch Hannah. What Hannah is doing is right, but it may not be very stable. You might slip off and fall down. So you've got to be careful. That's all.
Yeah.
But in principle, what you're doing is what is right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the thigh should be sloping down. Yeah.
Yes. So ensure that at least the feet, the legs, the calf and the shin should be vertical. So also the spine and the thighs should be parallel to the floor, to the chair.
Parallel or sloping down.
Yeah. And slightly, if you can increase the height of your hips, that will be good. Okay, that will do. No need to increase the height more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a question here. Thank you for the opportunity. There's Sushant offer online. Yeah, what we can do is, if there is sufficient interest, like he is now teaching us online. Obviously, it's not a free class, but the rates are not exorbitant. My wife and I, we go through this, number of our friends go through it. That is how I got to know him for the last several months. But if there is sufficient amount of interest, and if you let us know, we can have him do a series of webinars for you or even do regular classes on, like typically we do twice a week. Some people do 3 times a week. So it's all up to you. And surely I can testify, and this is not, Kocharya is not making any money out of this, but I have derived so much of benefit in the last 3 months. I can't say how much. It's really phenomenal. Yeah, Sushant, continue.
Yeah. So some question, I think, do you also suggest something?
There is another chat where Vijay is asking to stop the neck from dropping forward while on calls. Vijay, the simplest thing that I'm doing is to use a, what is it called, earbud or stuff like that without having to hold physically the neck. But also the other trick, which Sushant taught me and others also, is try and keep your neck, chin tucked. And you can explain that. Maybe that's an exercise that you can add before going to the breathing.
Yeah. So what you can do is keep your head in the center, push your neck back, and then from there, bend your head forward and downward. And then place the 3 fingers, the second, the third, and the fourth finger over the chin, and just tuck in. Just push your chin down and in. And you can feel the stretch at the T2 and T3, whatever else they are at the cervical region. Yes. Further chin down, sir. Bend your head more. Yeah. Fully bend your head. Chin close to the collar region. And then further push your chin inward and downward. Yes. Can you feel the stretch there? Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
this made an amazing difference, because I have a problem in my cervical stuff, and this is very simple. And our normal tendency is always to keep our neck higher like this, which we think is good, but it actually compresses the rear, the cervical region. So what Shan has been telling us is, even when you are lying down and doing exercises, always keep the head down, or the chin as close to the throat as possible. Am I correct, Sushant?
Yeah.
Basically,
you have to see that your neck is pushed back.
Yeah.
The more the neck is aligned with your spine, better for you. Okay. Otherwise, you don't know how and when you will extend your head, and you will create depression at the neck. So
okay.
Neck depression you have to minimize. The more you push your neck back, you will minimize the depression in the neck, and it will improve your posture, your confidence, and everything.
Sushant, there are 2 other questions. The first one I can answer. It's okay. Is it okay to lean in while on the laptop, which is the worst thing that you can do? So, which is why I have a huge monitor in front of me, and your eyes should be at the same level. That's very, very standard practice, but Sushant can offer more. Any specific exercises that can be helpful in arthritis management?
Arthritis, and it is for the fingers or whole, I mean, whatever arthritis I need to know, because that therapeutic part, if you'll go.
Yeah, Mervyn, what is the pain management of arthritis? What is it for the fingers, the toes, the knees, which part of your body?
Yeah.
Okay. So the laptop, when somebody is working on it, rather than going like this, is there any suggestion for it, except saying, okay, you face straight? Do you have any other suggestion?
Second, what you can do is ensure that your forearms are parallel to the floor, and your upper arms are very close to the body. You are relaxing your shoulders there, and your upper arms are vertical and very close to the body. And then you need to sit close to the system. It should not be too much away, and you are stretching your arms. So you'll develop pain there in the fingers also. Fingers and the arms and the frozen shoulder, all you'll end up with all problems. So ensure that forearms are parallel to the floor and upper arms are vertical to the floor.
Which means you have to raise the laptop to the level of your eyes to some extent, and you have to stretch your arms out.
Such a position that you don't need to move forward. You don't need to stretch your arms forward. comfortable position.
Okay. Mermaids, the thing is feet, hands, and joints.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Arthritis.
Yeah. For that, all the stretching exercise that we did, right? Interlocking your fingers and stretching arms upward. The first one you have to do. And separately, what you can do is you have to, just press the finger one by one. You cannot work with your joints. What you can do is you can give exercise for the muscles directly there. So, you can do that. Press separately for 2-3 seconds, very hard. Yes, like that. Yes, like that. Press and hold for 2-3 seconds and then release. These are the exercises you can do, and this stretching exercise you can do. Yes, but see, they will have pain, so they cannot do this much. Arthritis. So gently, I'm telling them to, do this one. Start with this, and they can bear the pain and discomfort. They can do the stretching exercise like this. So many stretching exercises there, but I don't think so that time permits all these things to go in detail. Yeah, I cannot hear your voice, sir.
So, sorry, this what you taught us, like this for the wrist, holding it like this. That was something which was very useful. Yeah.
Yes, they can do it. Yeah. So, shall we move on to the breathing practice?
Yeah, there's another question. How long can a person on the system without taking a break? As far as I know, at least not more than about 15 to 20 minutes without a break. What's your advice?
Yeah, 30 minutes also will do.
Okay.
30 minutes, every 30 minutes you need to stretch, you need to flex. Okay. So, and then take your both arms back. These are actually basically very helpful. The exercise that we went through, right? So all the exercise will help you in posture correction, alignment of the body, centering, okay, and proper posture. So they can do these exercises every now and then. I cannot hear you.
The video will be on the YouTube so they can see. And those of you, like someone, Larissa had asked, if you mail us, Magda or I, or Nishmita, we will put a list together and we will try and arrange a series of classes with Sushant anyway. Yeah, let's move on, Sushant. We already are running on time.
Yes. Usually, according to yoga philosophy, one can feel the union of mind and body through breathing. So there are many powerful breathing techniques that I use. You know that, and rhythmic nostril breathing is a powerful technique. So you should not breathe through the mouth. Rather, you should focus, be aware of your breathing through the nostrils. Okay? And it can bring balance, calmness, and energize the mind also. It can develop concentration, bring a sense of peace and clarity. Breathing is very, very important. Rhythmic breathing is very, very important. Okay? So ensure that we breathe properly. As firefighters, you want to be sharp, clear, calm, and ready for any situation. Okay, so there has been a strong link to improve brain function while practicing rhythmic nostril breathing. And the rhythmic breathing techniques enhances your brain function by providing good amount of oxygen, which assists in further developing the brain to its maximum potential. And increasing oxygen to the brain reduces the brain-bound free radicals, improving memory and cognition. So while doing the rhythmic breathing practice, the body should be as relaxed as possible. So let us go through the practical aspects of the practice. The spine, neck, and head should be kept erect and centered. Your feet apart around 12 inches. Always practice this breathing technique with a relaxed mind. Do not be in a hurry. This will bring better control over breath and will automatically lengthen the breathing. The purpose of all the breathing practices to lengthen the breathing. Okay, and eventually it has an effect on the brain and the mind to slow down, to calm, to improve our creativity, clarity, insight, intuition, so on and so forth. Okay, so let us start the practice. We'll start with bellows breath first. So it is particularly associated to cleansing and purificatory process. We use chest as bellows to have forceful inhalation and exhalations. We are not using the abdomen here. We are using the chest as bellows. Okay? As the bellows of the blacksmith constantly dilates and contracts, similarly, you have to draw in the air by both nostrils and then expel it out with force. With a burst, you have to expel it out. And the air making a sound like bellows. So we'll start with 20 strokes first. So let us start. So you can start demonstrate. They can see that. So you have to suck in the air fully with sound, okay, through the nostrils with sound. And in a half a second, you just bring out the air with a burst. Yes. 20 strokes. Mental counting also required. Not able to hear.
When you do with others, I'll follow that. I mean, this should be okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question. When you breathe out, is it from your nose or from your mouth?
From the always mouth closed, nostrils.
Ensure that your mouth is closed properly. Gently though. Good. Inhalation should be full and deep, whereas exhalation is forceful, short, and quick. In a half of a second, you have to expel the CO2 from the system. 20 strokes. With complete awareness, you practice this bellows breath. It stimulates and shatters tardiness and stagnation.
Yeah, you tell us when to start. Yeah.
Yeah. Start already. I mean, you continue. Start and continue.
No, if you count, then people will know, right?
Yeah. Mentally, they can count, right?
Okay.
I can further give instruction.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. The exhalation should be short and quick. The inhalation should be deep and full. Ensure that you are not moving the neck and head. The spine should be straight. The chest should expand and contract only, like a bellows. Yes. Yes. At the end of this practice, gently close your eyes and feel the practice, feel the effect of the practice. There is an automatic cessation of breath due to CO2 depth in respiratory system. There is a gradual buildup of CO2 in the system and the breathing starts getting normal after a while. This duration of natural retention of breath elongates if you relax and enjoy this phase consciously. Great freshness, agility are experienced in bellows breath. There is also reduction of overtone and hypersensitivities to increase the functional efficiency of the cells. Very good for asthmatics. Very good for those who are having respiratory problems. Good.
Sushant, a question.
Yeah.
Should this be limited only to 20? Can it be more after they get used to it?
You can start with 20. It can increase more. It can per minute. You can go for 120 strokes also.
Okay.
The
And-
more there is Velo's breath in Indian context. You know, in yogic text it is Vastrika Pranayama. Okay. So to simplify, I mean translated into Velo's breath, the Vastrika.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can do it any time of the day. It's only that you have to be careful about a little bit after 2 hours after food.
Yes, yes, that is suggested.
Yeah. And Vijay is asking, and Vijay, yeah, it's absolutely okay. We break out into a sweat when we do either the Bhastrika or Kapalbhati, any of those intense breathing exercises. You do tend to break out into a sweat. That's normal, isn't it? Sushant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any further question?
No.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the right nostril breathing now. Yeah. So what do you do? Sit straight, close your eyes gently, and close your left nostril with your right hand. Fourth finger, please. Close your left nostril with your fourth finger of the right hand, relaxing your right shoulder or right elbow. Ensure that right elbow is not lifting. It's just relaxing the right elbow there. Your head in the center, push your neck back. Yes. And intensely inhale through the right nostril with jerk with sound to the full lung capacity. And without sound, breathe out gently and slowly through the same right nostril. Try to elongate the exhalation part. Feel the breath, the outgoing breath. Again, intensely inhale through the right nostril with jerk with sound to the full lung capacity. Feel the expansion of the chest. And breathe out slowly through the same right nostril without producing any sound. To have a feel of your outgoing breath. More. It controls the right hemisphere of the brain. Again, intense inhale through the right nostril. And exhale very, very gently and slowly through the same right nostril. With keeping your facial muscles relaxed with a gentle smile. Enjoy the practice. Good. Now, try not to produce any sound. The inhalation also has to be very smooth and gentle, and followed by the slow and complete exhalation through the same right nostril. Go deeper into the practice. It increases the sympathetic nervous system. The function includes when the right hemisphere of the brain gets stimulated. You can be very.
It's a left hemisphere, isn't it? The right side breathing.
Yeah.
Exercise the left hemisphere.
Right nostril is left hemisphere. Sorry. Yeah, the opposite one. And sympathetic nervous system gets stimulated. The left hemisphere the function includes analytic thought, logic, language, reasoning, science and math, number skill, and right hand control. As I said, it leads to increased sympathetic activity. It stimulates, it activates, it produces heat in the body. Very good for those who want to reduce weight. 27 rounds of this right nostril breathing before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner, and before going to bed. If you practice, within a month, you can reduce 2-3 kilos weight. But you have to do this practice under proper guidance. Yes. Now, gently and slowly, you can stop the practice. Drop down the right hand slowly and gently. Yes. Any question?
There aren't any questions, but just to add to what we discussed also is that, like Sushant says, this is the right side breathing. In the yoga system, it's called the Pingala, which is the sun or the heating side, which influences the left hemisphere of the brain, which is the active brain. Also, it has an effect on the vagus nerve, what is called the polyvagal system.
Yes.
It has two branches, which seem very, very similar to the yogic concept of Ida and Pingala, the two nadis. And in the case of the right side breathing, it excites one part of the vagus nerve, the vagal system, which in turn, like Prashant said, it excites the sympathetic autonomous nervous system.
Yes.
Which is to preserve, to make you active, and so on and so forth. So like what we were discussing, if you're really going for a very important meeting, you want to be sort of all full of mojo kind of stuff. And this right side breathing is extremely helpful. Whereas the other one that he's going to demonstrate now, the left side, which then activates the parasympathetic or the calming side, the right side of the brain, enhances your holistic abilities, calms you down, makes you far more centered, relaxed, and so on. Yeah.
There are 2 questions in
Yeah.
the Q&A portion.
That felt energizing, but I was surprised to note I've broken into a sweat. How is to be recommended? I have no idea. I mean, these are we are looking at,
can you share me? Yeah.
This is a coach who's asking, how do I recommend it to my clients? So we are looking at it primarily for the coach, for enhancing the coach's mindset. If your client is willing to do it, you are not a yoga teacher, so I wouldn't suggest that you teach them. Refer them to a proper yoga teacher the same way that you would refer any kind of psychotherapist and so on. So Dr. Vafi, it is primarily for our benefit as coaches to enhance what is called the coach's mindset, which is part of the 2019 revised ICF guidelines, which is about creating greater self-awareness within ourselves. Yeah, Nishmita.
There's another question which says, is this technique safe for people with high blood pressure?
Yeah, Sushant?
Yeah, very gently if they will do, no problem for them. But ensure that they don't do it force with effort. Okay, it should be very gentle, very subtle, very steady. They can do it for 9 rounds maximum. They should not, like those who want to reduce weight and activate their brain, the left hemisphere, they should do it properly, full quota. But those who are suffering from high blood pressure, ISD, ischemic heart disease, they should not do more than 9 rounds, and they should do very gently and slowly, smoothly.
So
softly.
can they do the left side breathing? So is that the preferred option, right?
Yes. For them, it is the opposite. Left nostril breathing, they can do more.
Yeah.
It cools the system. It improves the parasympathetic nervous system.
And Sushant, like what you taught us, maybe you can tell them when you place your hands, for men, keep the right palm over the left and the women left palm over the right. So when you put it down there, that could be helpful in terms of aligning.
Concentration, focus, alignment, attention. Yes. So shall I have to go for the left nostril breathing.
Yeah, please.
Yes. So again, sit straight, ensure that your shin the calves are vertical to the floor, so also the spine. Yes, push your neck back, head slightly down. Good. We'll move on to the next practice, left nostril breathing. So again, close your left nostril, sorry, right nostril to the right thumb, right nostril to the right thumb. Gently close your eyes and relax your right elbow, right shoulder, and intensely inhale through the left nostril with jerk with sound. And breathe out gently through the same left nostril. The breath has to be subtle, gentle, especially the outgoing breath. Again, intense inhale through the left nostril, jerk with sound. And breathe out slowly through the same left nostril. Try to maximize the duration of exhalation. Yes. Once again, intense inhale through the left nostril with jerk with sound. To the full lung capacity, feel the expansion of the chest also. And breathe out gently and slowly through the same left nostril. Good. Nice. Ensure that your facial muscles are relaxed with a beautiful, gentle smile. Continue the practice, this time without producing any sound. The breathing in has to be also soft and gentle, followed by long, slow exhalation without sound. The sound of the air should not be there when you practice this further. Practice with full awareness of the breath. It controls the right hemisphere of the brain. The function of the right hemisphere of the brain includes art awareness, creativity, imagination, insight, intuition, holistic thought, music awareness, and left hand control. And as I said earlier, it decreases the sympathetic activity and increases the parasympathetic tone. Very good to calm the mind, relax the mind. This practice can be done at any time during the day. Those who want to increase weight, they can do this practice 27 rounds before breakfast, before lunch, before dinner, and before going to bed. It increases weight also because it reduces the metabolic rate. So high metabolic rate, you can lose weight. Low metabolic rate, it increases weight. But for the brain, it is the opposite. For the body and brain, it is opposite. If it is cooling and soothing for the brain, it is not good for the body because body, we can increase weight. If it is good for the body activity, mind also will be hyperactive. It can lead to that extremities, So you need to balance both right and left. You need to know which one you want to activate, stimulate. Any question?
No, there are no questions. Yeah.
If possible, share. Please share something. Somebody's.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Shushumna Nadi with those. Yeah. I don't think we have the time, Sushant. Anyway.
Yeah, I can see so many things are there. I cannot because time is very short. Otherwise, I can go into detail. And all the Sanskrit text and all these things. You can tell them about this also. that I'm not going through text also. So if I will go through text, it means, I mean, in a broader perspective, we can discuss that all those things.
Yeah, Vijay, yeah, this is Chandra Pranayama, which is the Ida, the cooling effect. And for Shushumna, for whatever it is worth, Abhimanyu, one of the ways of doing that is the Yoga Nidra, which is a much more involved practice. It takes several steps at some point in time. Yeah, if you guys are learning from Sushant, he has been exceptionally good on that. So that's something that might be worthwhile since you're interested in it. Because
can this help people during
panic attack or when, yeah, certainly. I think it should.
Very good. This is very, very good for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Primarily after food, Venkat, before food, I'm sorry, and 2 hours after food. Any kind of these exercises, it's better to do it when the digestive system is not fully activated.
Fully active, yeah.
2 hours is normal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have just about 15 minutes, Sushant. Yeah.
Yeah, left, right? Yes. So last, we'll go for honeybee sound, the practice. So it soothes the nervous system by restoring homeostasis, cultures the voice. And this is extremely useful in almost all elements of psychosomatic type, as it reduces the stress factor. So let us practice this. Fold the tongue inward, sit straight in a comfortable position, push your neck back, bend your head slightly forward, and fold your tongue inward in such a way that tip of the tongue will touch the upper palate. Set up the teeth upper from the lower separated, lips softly joined together, and produce the sound N. As you inhale deeply, while exhaling, produce the sound of N. It will become female honeybee sound. This practice you can do any time. After food also you can do this. Any time you can do this practice. Very, very good. The resonance waves, you can hear there. The beautiful vibration in the head region, especially in your mouth, you can feel that. Beautiful practice to go into the state of meditation. Good. Last one. Once more. Feel and hear the voice, the sound, honeybee sound. Yeah, the recommended, I'll recommend to practice this 5 to 10 times, anytime during the day. Okay?
All these clear your sinus as well.
Yes, very good. Yeah. So we'll come to the last section, the third section, just relaxation technique. So sit straight, close your eyes. Sit straight. Male, they can place the right palm over the left palm, crossing. The palms facing to the ceiling, between the thighs. Both the palms will be placed between the thighs. Yes.
So
shoulders relaxed.
Yeah, no, you better tell them, women to place
Women,
the left over the right.
Yeah, women left over the right, and men right over the left, crossing the palms, one over the other. Yes. Relax yourself. Yeah. Men like this, women like this, left over the right, and palms facing upward to the ceiling. Yes. Relax your shoulders. Close your eyes. Become aware of your posture, your body from the tip of your toes to the top of your head. Complete awareness of the body. Know the importance of complete stillness, steadiness. Take a nice deep breath, and as you breathe out, just allow all the cares and worries flow out of you, making you more relaxed, calm. And always have a mental attitude congenial to the development of divine qualities as love, mercy, forgiveness, peace, and joy. Again, a nice deep breath. While inhaling, you can feel the whole body getting energized and becoming light. Breathe out slowly and gently. During exhalation, feel that all negative qualities like lust, anger, greed, etc. are removed. It is the vital energy that you breathe and not the mere atmospheric air. So feel that. Become aware of the body and breath, both together. Good. Yes. Let us pray for the well-being of the mankind, the humanity. Let all be happy, free from diseases. Let all align with reality. Let no one suffer from miseries. This is a Sanskrit prayer. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve shantu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yes. Slowly bend your head forward and looking onto the floor with feelings, very gently and slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Sushant. Yeah, I wish we had the time to go through a full Om recitation, which is which is really one of the most powerful exercises. Any questions? We will answer any questions in the next about 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Mishra, any questions out there? Thank you. Yeah.
There was just one that said, what should be the gap before and after food when we did the Chandra Pranayama?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so someone was asking what should be the gap.
Between
the exercise and having food.
Sushant, it's just that you inhale slowly and exhale much more slowly. And it's just that. Then they start inhaling and exhaling again. There is no gap between inhalation and exhalation.
One more point. If you have time, you can do both right and left. And if you don't have time, very less time, you better go for the left only. If you have to choose whether to go for right or left, better choose left. Okay, always. It will have a calming and cooling effect. And the food, especially the right one, if you want to activate right, it should not be done after having a meal. Left one you can do also, gently and slowly, but right one you should not try. After 2 hours only, after having a meal, you can try the right one.
Sushant, very briefly, you may not have time to do all over again, but Vijay wanted you that Brahmari, if you can just demonstrate once, and also what is a proper of the Om. You can just demonstrate, maybe in future we can learn from you separately.
So, as you know, Om is of three.
Can you do the Brahmari first? Yeah.
Brahmari, Brahmari is you have to fold the tongue. I'll tell, then instruct, and then I'll do it myself. You have to see that. So you have to fold the tongue inward. The tip of the tongue will touch the upper palate. Set of the teeth, upper from the lower, separated. Lips softly joined together. And then you have to produce as you inhale deeply. While exhaling out, you should not focus on exhalation. You should focus on the sound rather, producing the sound of N. So it will become Brahmari, the female honeybee sound, the humming sound of bee. So I'll do it, just listen. And you have to feel it also, the vibration in your mouth and the head. Like that. Okay.
It's brilliant. Yeah, if you can just show the Om as well, and then we will close.
The more longer you do, the better for you. So because your breathing rate will come down drastically, and it will improve your lifespan also. It increases your mental capacity, respiratory tract also get dilated properly. Yes.
Yeah, the Om, please.
Om. Yeah, it combines of 3 letters. A, U, Ma. In English, it's A, U, and M. So if you are chanting it separately, or 2 syllables, O and Ma. Okay, or 3 letters, A, U, Ma. So as you chant Akara, mouth should be fully open, but gently, not like, you should not stretch your mouth. Okay, you gently open your mouth to the maximum. And then you have to produce a sound Akara, but before that you have to inhale deeply, closing your mouth. Gently open your mouth.
We can't hear you. You have to come closer.
You cannot hear me?
Yeah, you have to come closer. I think when you move back, we
close
cannot.
To the. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, yes. Good. You should not do it very, very passively. You should do it actively. Okay. So then only the effect you can feel. Like you should not like lack of confidence that you should not do like that. You have to do it actively. Yes, the second one.
Sushant, just because there's some loss of sound from you, just correct me if I'm doing it wrongly. I'll do the Om because that sound may be much clearer.
Yeah. So one thing I'll point out, shifting from a to u and u to ma should be very, very soft and gentle, and very smooth. Okay, you may not recognize that how
The shift.
gently you are closing the mouth from akara to makara. In makara, you have to close your mouth fully, but gently. Okay, and you have to feel the sound. A, U, ma separately and A, U, ma all together.
Thanks, Sushant. Managed to wrap up a lot in 90 minutes. Thank you very, very much. And once again, those of you who would like to take this further, let us know. Mail Nishmita. We can try and put something together with Sushant and he can work with you guys. Thank you again for all of you being here. Next month, similar time, second Wednesday, we're going to have Olya coming here on Ayurveda. In some ways, it'll be connected to what we discussed about today as well, but going deeper into the Ayurvedic principles, which is a traditional Indian medicine. Thank you very much again.
Thank you to Hannah and Anavi as well for joining us.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks, Anavi, for being the perfect models. Thanks, Nishmita. And thanks, Sushant.
Thanks to all of you.
Yeah, so we see you tomorrow morning for our session. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.